Kong-rey, also known as Leon in the Philippines, is no longer a typhoon, and good riddance. This storm system brought some damaging impacts across parts of the Philippines, especially Batanes Islands, and heavy flooding rains across Taiwan, as well as damage stretching across a good portion of the island. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. Let's talk about this storm system, where it is now, and some of the impacts we've had here and where it's going next. Now, the key thing on satellite imagery, you can see this over the last 12 hours, the mountains of Taiwan. About 12 to 13,000 feet. We're talking about 3,000 meters, or some spots near 4. This is a wall that absolutely rips these storms apart, and we've seen that here again. The thing is, though, it does spread out the wind field, and it does really squeeze out a lot of rainfall, a tremendous amount here. Also, I do want to point out on microwave imagery, this is really interesting. Just prior to landfall here, we had almost a double eye wall form up. It went through a bit of an eye wall replacement cycle, and it just absolutely expanded up the wind field here, and that's the reason why, you know, where this came on shore around Taitung, they had some significant damage, but I'm seeing reports of severe flooding about 100 kilometers towards the north, where some of that moisture just wrapped around, and you know, that's where it came on shore here, was in the Taitung area, so right about there. But look where a lot of the heaviest of the rain, everywhere here in the pink indicates 300 millimeters or more. Seeing spots here that are up to, I mean, my goodness, nearly 100 millimeters of total precipitation. So this has just been adding up out here. So let's continue to take a look, actually, at one of the reasons outside of course, the friction that's weakening the storm. It's also a lot to do with the shear. You see here on satellite analysis, this is from the University of Wisconsin, a lot of these upper level winds, that is the jet stream dipping down. We even have a bit of dry air filtering in right there. You kind of see that coming in from the north. So you got dry air, you got shear, you got friction. These are all things which tropical systems, they're not fans of, and they will be weakening out pretty significantly here whenever you encounter something like that. And that's why we're seeing this rapidly drop down as it continues to kick off towards the north. No longer a typhoon, still a potent tropical storm with heavy rainfall across eastern China and even extending off towards Japan. I mean, the last few storms we've had go like this and bring, you know, this extra tropical stuff towards Honshu. We've seen severe flooding across parts of Kyushu and into Honshu. So that can't be ruled out, and that's definitely going to be another topic of this storm system, especially if we get any localized training across parts of Japan. But behind this, we do have that northeasterly flow that's going to be setting up a bit of a cold surge behind it, which is going to be killing any additional threats of tropical systems. And I'll get more of that in just a second, additional threats, because there's some rumors from actually sources that I thought were pretty accurate, saying there's another typhoon coming, and I don't see it. Maybe they see something I don't. But with that northerly flow, places like Taipei are going to see some on and off rainfall as we go ahead through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and even over towards Wednesday here. And just kind of taking a look at, you know, the broader picture. Here's that northerly flow I was talking about, which is going to be a killer for any additional typhoons. But it does bring, you know, some of that light precip, especially in northern portions of the island. So for Saturday's forecast, maybe some afternoon showers for parts of Visayas. If you're out here in the Philippines, over towards Palawan, you're going to be looking at a high of about 32 degrees. As we scoot further towards the north, Manila could be looking at an afternoon shower or a thunderstorm there, while we extend back towards Luzon. You see, it does show rainfall for a good portion of northern Luzon, but this is definitely going to be more of drizzle, light to moderate precip in your forecast. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. All right, hey, let's talk about that long range forecast. It's the GFS via Tropical Tidbits, and the GFS is showing kind of something right in here. I do see it, but I don't see anything. If we have a cold surge at the same time, that's going to rip it apart. So even with that, maybe around Guam, we could see something kind of move in from the southeast towards the north and west. Definitely not to the point of like Yolanda, like I've seen a few people exclaim out here. ECMWF also kind of picking up on something in the Philippine Sea, but this is a low with 10 millibars. We're not looking at typhoon stuff. It could bring some additional rainfall, probably to Guam, before that cold surge sets up and kind of pours in. And you know what? I always like to take a look at the CMC as just for giggles, because the Canadian model is meant for snow. So sometimes it just, look at this. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean by giggles. It just blows up a couple other storms back here. Just why not? The CMC is the table flipper of the meteorological tropical model world. Just chaos. Let's go. So yeah, this is also why, you know, trust meteorologists, because we know what we're looking at with these different models. Not just the one thing that drives me nuts is people. I'm looking at Windy. All right, people who say, "Oh, Windy says this is going to happen." Do you know what you're looking at? Is this the CMC or is this the ECMWF? Is this the GFS right here? What is it? Do you know the difference? And if you don't, I'm happy you're trying to learn. Make sure you kind of do that research. Try to learn up on a few of these, and especially if you want to be your own little personal weather forecaster, you need to know the difference. For example, here's the GFS, kind of showing a little low there, but look at the shear in the cold surge coming in from the north. That would just absolutely tear that apart. When we compare that up with the ECMWF, same deal here. Oops, wrong. Same deal here. I'm moving on the wrong screen. The big thing is the cold surge, guys. We're going to see a lot of northerly winds here as we go ahead through the upcoming week. That's all for now. All right. So thanks for everybody who's been supporting this channel throughout the duration of the storm. If you like it, please hit that like and subscribe button. But the other thing is, and it truly helps, I say it in every update, but if you've been thinking about it, please check out our Patreon. My goal is just continue to keep doing these, and it does cost a little money and it's exhausting. So if you want to try out and put some of these updates in here, it's not only for me, it's also for, you know, the rest of the weather team that has been posting continued updates on our Facebook page at Western Pacific Weather. My goodness, Lex has been a legend. I take like a 5-hour nap and I wake up and he's got all the footage and all the graphics. He's just been doing a fantastic job. So if you want to just help support what we do here, go ahead. We're not going to hate you if you don't. We'll still love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's all good. All right. Anyways, enough of my ranting. I hope everybody's gotten through this storm safely. I hope your homes are okay. And I hope that, as always, you stay safe out there, friends. Have a good day.